causing Malcolm to bounce off his door, grabbing for the phone that squirted out of his fingers. Christ, would you take it easy? What's wrong with you? Leo was starting to breathe in sharp, ragged pulls.
Huh? You there?
Yes.
Okay.
He had seen the hospital gown. This time he had even spotted what looked like scorch marks along the edges of the fabric, the smell of sulfur in the air. Maybe it would be better to pull off the road and let Malcolm drive for a while. The third time he saw her, she was standing in the center of the road, staring them down as they bore down on her. Her mouth opened into a shriek that matched the volume of Leo's scream as he reflexively pulled his hands back to cover his eyes. "What are you doing?" Malcolm yelled as he reached for the wheel. Somehow he still hadn't seen the woman himself. He didn't even see her when she reappeared in the car and reached out to pull his hands from the wheel, returning the car to its collision course, through the guardrail, off the edge of the cliff, and down to the jagged shoals far below. The end.
Awesome. And what did you think of it?
I liked it.
Excellent.
I liked it because, you often hear about, ghostly figures in roads and stuff, and I know that I have seen things on the side of the road, or people, or have you ever seen what you think is someone at the side of the road and then it's not really?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I have. And it's creepy. It's creepy.
Yes.
It just gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. It really does. It is. It's just creepy.
Yeah, and so when I first read that story, I thought, I could just imagine, how it would have to the hands reaching over his hands to pull him up the steering wheel.
Yeah.
I could only imagine that they would have to feel cold.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Goosebumps.
You know what I mean?
Yes. The
first time I read it, it gave me chills because, I have also been driving alone in the dark and you glance up and you think you see someone back there, but there's not really somebody back there.
Yes.
I've happened before too.
Yes. Creepy. There's some creepy stuff, especially, driving home at night from work. It's dark. Sometimes it's 11, 12 o'clock sometimes. And I have to go down this road. It's nothing but woods on either side.
Oh, gosh.
And there's no lights. So, of course, my lights are on, I'm looking all over the place. Yes, so I have had that happen. So, yes, it is creepy. It is creepy. It is, if you haven't seen what dark really is, go someplace where there's no lights. And it's just...
I know the dark, yes. Because, we can live out in the country, and some of our back roads, there's absolutely no lights on.
Yeah, this is kind of a main road, and there used to be a plant there, so it lit it up pretty well. But that plant is gone, they knocked it down, so it's pitch black going down that road. There's train tracks, you got to go over them, and then it's all woods. So, for a good quarter mile at least. So, but you got to watch out for deer too, but it is the creepiest thing, especially in the summer. You got your window down and you're hearing all the insects and other things. So, yeah, it's just...
if I would have my windows down. If I'm driving down a road that's pitch black.
Well, I have it cracked. I have it cracked. I don't have it down, but I do have it cracked. But it's like it just really creeps you out totally. Could you repeat what that story was from? What book, Lori? Jacob's asking.
The name of the story was White Lady, and it's from the collection called A Shade for Every Season, of course, by Chad Clark. And this one came out in 2015.
Thank you. I'm putting it in the chat room. So, if I could spell, it would be better. My fingers get in the way. Sorry, guys. Okay, very good. Thank you, Chad, for allowing us for her to read these. They're awesome. Awesome. The next one we're going to talk about is Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft. And most of us know about H.P. Lovecraft.
Yes, we do.
It was written in 1931 and was rejected by Weird Tales magazine. Does anybody recognize Weird Tales magazine? I do.
Yes, I have heard of it.
Yeah. And it was rejected. Not because of the content, but it was so long. So it was serialized in the issue of Astounding Stories in 1936.
Such an old story, huh?
Yeah. It details the events of a disastrous expedition to the Antarctic continent in September of 1930, and what was found there by a group of explorers led by who narrates the story basically, Dr. William Dyer. And they found ancient ruins and dangerous secrets there. And Dyer details a series of previously untold stories in the hopes of deterring any other explorers going there. And the story has inadvertently popularized the concept of ancient astronaut mythology. So because of this story, it really brought to light the ancient astronaut mythology theory. So that would be a great topic for our conspiracy theory program. Hopefully we'll be coming on soon. I cannot wait for that podcast. I'm so looking forward to that.
When is that going to be on?
Hopefully soon. They're getting it all together too. Oh, and also please, if you're in the chat room, please hit the like button. And since you're in the chat room, you'll be eligible for a chance to win a trip to Vegas. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. It is not beneath me to stow away. So, good luck. And check your baggage, because I'll probably be there. It'll be... It's not beneath me.
I liked it, but I guess I don't get a chance. I don't get to, because I'm, like, co-hosting the show tonight.
No, you're not part of the podcast, so you can. You're part. You can do it. Since I am part of it, I can't win, so that's why I'm going to stow away. So
you can stow away with me. How fun.
It's not beneath me, believe me. So at the beginning, before you enter the chat room, Jacob, there's a heart there. It should say like. Go back one out of the chat room. It should have a heart there to like. I can't see it. Heart. Yeah, I can't see it from here. So, yeah, y'all have a chance to win a trip to Vegas. So, how cool is that?
I would love to go out there again. My one and only trip there was a lot of fun.
Good. Glad you enjoyed yourself. So,
yeah.
So, the next one I'm going to talk about is The Jaunt. Of course, another one by Stephen King. Any book we talk about, any genre, I think he's going to be in there somewhere.
Yes, he is, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And this is
he's all over and that's one of the things I like about him,
yes.
Because there is something for everyone.
Absolutely. If you can't find a book by him to read, thank you, Jacob.
Thank you, Jacob.
If you can't find a book to read by Stephen King, I don't think you're looking. I'm telling you. There's something, I'm sure.
You wouldn't believe the number of people who have come out of the theater going, they never would imagine that he wrote the Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, I know. Those, I cry at those. I had a thing on there about, what horror movie made you cry. My God, I cry in Lord of the Rings. So, yeah, pretty much all of them. So, I cried at the Green Mile. I just bawled my eyes out.
Oh, well, that's a movie you are allowed to bawl your eyes out.
No, I cried in Lord of the Rings, some of the movies, so, and the Hobbits, I was like, oh no, can't do that. But yeah, I'm terrible. I can't help it. I get into the movies. Anyway, back to the jaunt. It's just,
all right, yeah, I was going to say.
I don't know how we got over there, but we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Okay. It's a short story homage to the Star My Destination. King takes an exceedingly rare turn into pure science fiction with this 24th century tale of madness. Folks in the future are able to take voyages to planets via teleportation, known as jaunting. And although jaunting seems to be instantaneous, the effect only occurs if the person is knocked out. You have to have anesthetic. It's required before entering any teleportation portal. And as the father who's narrating this explains to the father character, explains they're all packing off to Mars, So that's a quote from the book. He relates to the effect of jaunting if done to an awake subject. And Stephen King, since he wrote this, you can imagine the effects are, as he put it, exquisitely unpleasant. Luckily, very few people have ever had to experience the extreme and mind-numbing
effect
of existence that is jaunting while conscious. One of the elite few who've endured the trip, they say, while they're awake, they fall into two categories. Once they make it to the other side, they're either suicidal or totally nuts. Interesting. So, read The Jaunt. I think you will thoroughly enjoy that. Thoroughly.
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't know if it'd be something I'd be willing to do.
That's what I was going to say. What do you think about that? Would you teleport?
Not when there's a 50-50 chance that I'm either not going to survive in the most horrific way, or end up suicidal or not.
Well, that's if you're awake. Now, if you go by the rules...
I'm saying if you're awake, yeah.
Yeah, but if you
can either die a horrific death if you go through awake, or you have a 50-50 chance of being nuts or suicidal.
No, if you go through awake, the few that have lived through it are either suicidal or
nuts.
Totally nuts.
Right.
So, but if you're put to sleep, you're supposed to make it. Supposed
Fine.
to.
But
so.
but there's your chance. But you don't know if you're going to stay asleep.
Yeah, it's true.
So there's the rub.
Yeah.
So you have a 50-50 chance, in my opinion, of staying asleep. And then you have a 50% chance of dying a horrific death if you wake up.
Yeah.
The death is horrible. Or going through and surviving awake and then having a chance of being suicidal or nuts. So, the odds aren't very good. So I don't think I'd do it.
Yeah, I'd be a little iffy about that myself.
Not with the scenarios that what can happen.
Yeah, not good. My luck, half of me would appear, the other half wouldn't. Something bizarre like that. That's what I think about. It's like, am I all of me is going to be there or not? I don't know. It's kind of, and like you said, with the jaunt and teleportation, what about the fly? That's another good example. We and I talked about that a little bit. So,
that is just one of those things where you